Okay, hi guys. My name is Aryan Irani, and I am a Google developer expert for Google Workspace. I've been in the domain of Google Workspace for about 3 years. I've spent about 1.5 years in Google AppSheet. So today's session is going to be about converting your regular simple Google Sheets into a fully functioning app using Google AppSheet. The training outline will go something like this, where we'll understand what is Google AppSheet and why, as a developer, you should switch to Google AppSheet. Then we'll be looking at some specific parameters that you would require to create apps in Google AppSheet. And in the end, I will be showing you a demo that will show you how easy it is to convert a regular Google Sheet into a fully functioning app. So a simple Google search will tell you that Google AppSheet is a no-code app development platform that allows users to create applications from various data sources, not necessarily Google Sheets. You can have it from an SQL database, you can have it from a Salesforce database, and more. And Google AppSheet allows users with no coding experience to go ahead and create apps for your daily usage and stuff. Why Google AppSheet? Now, as a developer, I can understand the first question that must be going through your mind is why, as a developer, I should choose Google AppSheet. There are multiple other no-code app development platforms out there, so why should I choose Google AppSheet? So I have those points specifically. Google AppSheet is extremely easy to use, and as a new developer who is getting into the software development phase, it is very easy to get into it, and you need no prior knowledge to create apps, or you don't need any prior knowledge in app development. And Google AppSheet, unlike the other no-code app development platforms, Google AppSheet allows you to use various data sources. So not necessarily you have to have your database in Google Sheets. You can have them in any database. And in the past couple of years, a lot of companies have been switching to the no-code app development area, and Google has been constantly investing in AppSheet to make it easier and better for us to create apps. So now that I've explained you what Google AppSheet and how easy it is to convert your regular Google Sheet into an app, let's take a look at a demo. So Google Sheets can be converted into powerful apps. And I said Google AppSheet has a special feature that gives you a variety of deployment platforms. So it's not necessary you need to have an Android phone or an iPhone. It can be deployed on anything, and you can even create websites, you can create web apps through AppSheet. So you don't need to have a specific platform where you want to use your app. It can be an iOS, it can be an Android, it can be a website, or even for your iPads and Samsung tabs. And it is very easy to use. It has a very user-friendly UI, and in the end, you can create fully functioning apps. You can get automation, you can have machine learning in it, you can have different behavior automation features in it. So let's take a look at that. And when you create apps for Google AppSheet, it is very important to know there are two main parameters for that. One is going to be your data, that has to be a structure for the structured data, and the app views. So before you create any app in Google AppSheet, you need to have an idea. Once you have the idea, you can power your database, and once you have your database, you can create your app views. Recently, me and a couple of my friends were sitting right in front. We started a production media house. We had a passion for acting and writing. So that's where we thought we will be uploading content every week. We might have a podcast, we might have an Instagram reel, or a YouTube short. So we thought of making a content planner Google Sheet. Now, if you look at the sheet, looking at it, I know you might be getting angry and looking at how bad it is designed. So we wanted to have platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, and we would divide our content according to this. Now, I give the ideas for the team, and I have an editor, Samarth, who I will be assigning it. So if I were to assign these tasks to Samarth, he would have to manually go open up the Google Sheet and check, which is a manual process. It's not good. So that's where I thought, how if I can maybe convert this regular Google Sheet into a fully functioning app. And that's where Google AppSheet comes in. So as we talked about previously, the important parameter is structured data. So we look at the structured data that we have here. So this was the previous Google Sheet. Looking at this, it's extremely bad, and nobody would want to plan content on a Google Sheet like this. So that's where we went to creating our structured Google Sheet. Is it visible, or do I need to zoom in a bit more? So here you can see we have 3 small spreadsheets under this. We have divided that regular Google Sheet into 3 structured Google Sheets that are there. One is going to be content, which will be containing all the content that we have thought about, the topics, the tasks, and who I am assigning this to. And to remember, all this data is coming from the app. I don't need to interact with the backend, or I don't need to interact with the database. All I have to do is go to the app view, and I can create my entries there. So one is going to be the content one. If I switch to platform, I have divided my platform here. I have platform names, I have platform types as to whether they're social media or they're an online podcast website. And in the end, I have my employees. I have their email addresses, their names, and their phone numbers. And in the end, I'll be showing you something very interesting where without any coding, I will be showing you how I'll be making a phone call from this app to my friend sitting right in front. So now that we have looked at this, let's look at one more part that is important here. This was the Google Sheet that we were using for planning our content. And once we used Google AppSheet, we converted this very regular Google Sheet into a fully functioning app. Now looking at this, on one side we have our content detail that shows us the title of the podcast, title of the video, so it is a better view. And then I have created a content calendar, which tells me how many videos I have to upload in a month, or if I've scheduled some videos for the 30th of April, I can look at it through the app. So now let's just go to the app backend. So there are two ways to create apps from a Google Sheet. One is to click on the extensions, go down to AppSheet, click on Create App. Or the other way is to go to your AppSheet dashboard by going to appsheet.com, go into your home apps, and click on Create. Click on App, start with existing data, give it a name, give it a suitable category, and go to choose your data. Now Google AppSheet also provides its own database feature where you can create databases inside of Google AppSheet, and then you have Google Sheets. Now you must be wondering, I gave you the point about various data sources. Yes, if I go to the New Source button here, you have a variety of different data sources that you can use to create apps from. So you don't need to convert your data from one database type to another one. You can just easily connect them to this. So let's just go to the backend now and just look at how an AppSheet app in the back looks like. So on the right side, you can see the app preview. There is a mobile version for it. There's a tablet version. And if I click on this, it creates a website version for this. So here I have my content planner, and I have divided the views into platform details and content details. And if I go to my content calendar, I can see the podcast, I can see the content that needs to be uploaded, who has created the task, what is the task, what is the deadline, and stuff like that. So we'll go back to the app here. Now let's just divide this app into two parts. As we talked about, we have data and we have views. So we'll look at the data. This is the same Google Sheets. That's the same database that was there in the previous Google Sheet. We have just transferred it to the app. You can go to the columns. You can even play with the data here as to selecting a type of data for it, making it structured, making it referencing through it. Now we had an employee sheet, right, if you remember. So I don't want, whenever I'm going to create a new entry in the app, I don't want to manually type my name. I can just go and select it through referencing views in this. So we have sorted the content part. I mean, the database part is sorted. Let's go and look at the user experience of it. So here, there are basically three types of views that you can create in AppSheet. One is a primary view, one is a menu view, and one is a reference view. So the primary view will be displayed on the app, on the first page of the app itself. And the menu views will be showed up here. If I go to this one, I click on employees. I can see my employees that are there here. And if I need to message them, I need to email them, I can call them through the app. So we'll be looking at the demo a bit later. So here I've created a content calendar. So this enables me or my team, whenever they have to look at content that needs to be uploaded, instead of going to the Google Sheet manually checking through it, I can go to the content calendar automatically. And this is basically the UX part, that is the user experience. If you want to make your app look more better, there are different themes that you can select. You have a dark theme, you can select a primary color, you can design your own app logos. And once you're done with this, you can deploy this app to your friends. And now for the very interesting part, as I talked about in just a while back, if I created a new entry in the Google Sheet, I would have to call up Samarth and tell him, Samarth, there is a new entry in it, just go and look at the Google Sheet. Now I don't have to do that. Using the automation feature in Google AppSheet, it creates a bot that does the task for you. You can set a trigger as to whenever new content is uploaded on my app, I want an email to go to the user who is entering the thing, and I want it to be sending it to the person who is assigned to. So let's just do one task. Let's go to the content calendar. Let's create a new entry together. So I'll be selecting a platform here. That's going to be YouTube. I'll give it a topic saying podcast. I'll give it a task saying upload podcast soon. And the creator is going to be me. So once again, this is called referencing views. I can reference the database from different sheets into different views here. So I'm going to select my name here. And the editor is going to be, let's just take Ronnie this time. And the publish date, I can select it through the calendar here. Let's just say it is on the 3rd of May. The status is not started yet. And once you have uploaded the content, you can even go back to the view, go back to the content calendar and update it with a link. So we'll just go ahead and click on save. We'll just refresh the app now. And in a few seconds, I will get an email to myself telling me that a new entry has been created here. You can see this is automatically done. So I don't even need to look at the backend. Once I have the app installed on my phone, I can just go create new entries, and I don't even need to remind my team that there is a new entry that has been made in the app. The team will automatically get an email telling them it's time, check the app, look for entries. Now, for the interesting part, since I mentioned this is a no-code app development platform where you can create apps, I'm going to be showing you how we're going to be making a phone call through this app. So in AppSheet, there is a feature called behavior. So inside behavior, you can have basic actions. Like you want to download some data from the app, you can do that. You want to send out an SMS, you can do that. You want to send out some other details, you can do that. So now, I've already created the behavior feature here, and I'll be calling my friend right sitting here. I have the app installed on my phone right now. I could do it through here, but it will open up my FaceTime. So I'll open up the app here, and it's going to be this. I'll be going to my employees here. I'll be going to Samarth, and I'll be calling my employee through this one. It's automatically calling it through, and he got the phone call there. So this is all being done through no-code app development. I have not had to write a single line of code to do this. Everything is done by AppSheet itself. So to create apps in AppSheet, you don't need to know coding. You need to have an idea. You need to know how a basic Google Sheet or even an Excel or a database works. And you need to know how you want your app to look like at the end of once the app is created. And how did I do this? How did I download it on my phone? I did not have to pay anything. All I had to do is go up to the share button, go to copy sharing links. There are 3 ways you can do it. One is an editor link. If you're collaborating with your friends to create a small project or something, you can have the editor link. If you want to access this on your desktop or your laptop, you have the browser link. And if you want to download this or install this on your mobile, you have the install link for it. And yep, this is all I have for the demo. If you have any questions, you can throw them this way, or if you have any questions, let me know. No questions? Okay. Thank you so much. I constantly upload videos every week as to how to help students automate different things. I have a YouTube channel. You can just scan this. This will take you to my website. I create courses for Google Workspace topics, and I do a lot of Google Apps Script automation and stuff. So you can scan this QR code and you can connect with me. I have my LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube on it. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Thank you so much for being such a good audience. Thank you.